Hello guys, and welcome back to another Fusion 360 with VEX Robotics video. Today we're going to actually be giving you your final project for the marking period. So, as you can see on the screen here, this is, half of Activity 7, the tanks treads, which, we did everything in the VEX kits up to this point. So, Activity 7, there's 7 different activities. I taught you each in a little bit of the components, so now you're ready to kind of tackle your own project. Now, instead of me going through and giving you a video tutorial about it. So I'm going to close out of my Activity 7, don't need it. Now I'm going to go in to make sure that I'm in my VEX projects folder in Fusion 360 next to my VEX components, not inside of my VEX components. I'm going to push save on my untitled document. I'm going to save this as VEX final project, just like this in my VEX projects. I'm going to push save. Now, you're going to be asking, all right, what is this thing down here? What is this window? Well, that's me. Hello. And I'm going to show you guys your final project. So you get to build this bad boy, this beautiful piece of machinery, on Fusion 360. So I'm going to show you step by step like what each thing is and kind of like help you out with identifying parts and pieces. So as you can see, this vehicle is 100% symmetrical. So 100% symmetrical, except for the fact that these rails down here, there are 2 open spots over here when there are only 1 open spot over here. So it's a little slightly uneven. If you can kind of see that now, it's, you got a bigger gap over here than you have over here. That's because it's not an even number of spaces. It was an odd number. No, it wasn't an odd number of spaces. It was an even number of spaces. So I couldn't quite find the middle point to screw these onto. So going over each and every little component first off, though, we have our standoffs. These are 2.5-inch standoffs. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. On the inside, down here, these standoffs are, I think, 1.5-inch standoffs, so 1.5-inch standoffs. And again, where I'm getting all these files from, it's over here. Just, you gotta go over there. One sec. Let me go. VEX components. So I'm gonna start off, once it's saved, I'm gonna start off by dragging some components over then. So I know I have a 1.5-inch standoff. Where is that at? 1-inch, 1.5-inch standoff. I have 4 of those. Enter. I have 2.5-inch standoffs here. So I'm going to drag that away from that one just a little bit, just so I can see that 2 different parts. These, again, these little parts here. So we have rack bars and a bunch of other stuff. Let's scroll through the list real quick just to see what we've got here. All right. So angle 2x25. I think we do have that. Yes, we do have that, because that is, if I look at this, these metal pieces underneath, that's what this is, the long metal strip over here, that's a angle by 25. You can tell because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 holes. So 25 holes means angle 25. Same thing with this one over here. These are 16, I'm pretty sure. So you got, your whole, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So those are angle 16s. Then you have your longer linear things. I think those are the longer ones. Yeah, I think those are the long ones. And then, just like the linear motion kits that we did in our activities. This piece here is again a 25, C channel 25. So I'm going to start pulling some of these out so you guys can catch up and follow with me. So you've got 25s. So by 25s. And if it helps, you can always count the holes just to make sure that you're using the right piece. So I'm going to hit OK, move that over. I'm going to have 2 of those. Yeah, 2 of those. For the C channel 25s, let's see if I can find those. Well, let's see if I can find a rail or angle that's 16. That's a 35. Let's see. C by 25. Anybody? Don't see that. But I do see part. Nope, not those. Don't need those. Don't need those. Those are screws. Bearing flats. You will need a bearing flat. obviously, because you got lots of bearing flats on these guys. Hit OK. We've got no wheels. No wheels. We don't have intake rollers or anything either. Don't need any of these winch and pulley kits. We do need these, so these are important. So you have one of these. One of these. Well, not one, but two, because it's symmetrical again. And then one of these. And a bunch of these. Is it the short one or is it the longer one? Thinking about this now, I think it might be this one instead of the longer one, because this is the frame. Alright, and let's see, we have some shaft collars. Need a bunch of those. Those are going to be important. We do have a 2-inch shaft. Those are for your linear motion kit gears and for the tanks. So you're going to need a lot of those. I don't think we use any of the spacers. We do have angle 16 rail, so there it is, the 15-16 chassis rail. So that's what that one looks like. Those are the horizontal ones. Let's see, we have a bunch of tank treads. Oh my god, good luck with that. So we got a bunch of those guys. Got 4 of these. We got 2 of these double bogey wheels. These are for the tank treads to kind of follow along. We got a couple of these, I think 4 of these. And 2 of these. Two of these. Let me think. Anything looking out of the ordinary here? Do I need anything else? I see C channel 15 down here now, but I don't know where the C channel 25s are. We'll just keep going. No sprockets. You're welcome. Okay, so these are aluminum chassis. That says 20. Do I have one of those on there? I don't think I do. Actually, I do. Yeah, I do have a 20. Yeah, so let's just bring this up. So I think it is a 20. Let's see. 5, 10. No, it's a 15. Mine's a 15. C channel 15. Let me see if I can rename just to see what it is. Nope, that's not it. Alright, so I'm going to have to search some stuff up here. I need a 15. No, that's a C. Okay, so let me do C channel. There it is. Boom. That's the one we're looking for. And just like that. And then what else do we need? Yeah. C channel by 25s, right? Let's see. There you go. You can use this guy. Boom. That's pretty much all the components that I can think of right now. Other than, I think you need 1-inch standoffs, because I forgot about the ones on the ends over here. These little guys. Alright, so these are all your components for the most part. Let me see if I can scroll up to get those last little standoffs here. So I have a 1-inch standoff on the end, or outside. Yeah, I think it's 1 inch. And boom. Alright, so then you just combine all these pieces. Copy, paste what you need, what you don't need. So I'm going to take you guys into a deeper look into this machine here. So, we'll start on the top and work our way down. So on the top rail up here, we have, this is our 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The heck? There we go. This is our 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 C channel. And then in the middle, so it's symmetrical on both sides, so as you can see, in the middle, so 2 holes in from the middle, that's where our first shaft goes. The shaft is 12 inches. It's a 12-inch shaft, 12-inch shaft, 12-inch shaft, and then, yeah. So then it goes from the inside out. There's a bearing flat. So for each of these little guys, there's a bearing flat. So bearing flat here, bearing flat there, bearing flat there. And each one has their own gear. And I put the screws on there. I won't make it necessary to have those screws in there. If you want extra credit, you can put those in there. But for the most part, I want a motion link between all of these gears. This is an 84-tooth gear, 60-tooth gear, and a 36-tooth gear. On the ends are the shaft collars. And as you can see, yeah, we got a little bit of a space leaving out. Now, I'm not giving you exact specifications for how long or how far out or in the gears are, right? So this little distance here, you want to kind of eyeball it to make sure that it looks like this little distance out here. I didn't measure it. This is about 1-inch standoff. So I take this and I screw this into the back side. So there's a screw here, and the standoff comes out the other side. And this standoff should be rigid on here. So you have revolutionary joints for all your shafts, rigid on everything else is rigid onto that shaft, and you rotate. So this should rotate one way, this should rotate the other way, this should rotate the same way as this one. These two rotate in the same direction, this rotates in the opposite direction. So that's the top. This is a C channel 25. So on the bottom holes, I have the C channel 25s with the 2.5-inch standoffs coming out to connect onto these 2 C channels. So this is standoff 25 or 2.5-inch standoff. Just boom, you're good to go. And then same thing with up here. So the top one to the top or bottom inside one up there, and it's symmetrical. So everything that you do on one side, you want to do on the other side. And then from the top point here, you want to go down to this bottom point. These are 1.5-inch standoffs. That's what these are, 1.5-inch standoffs, and those are located in these spots. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the third one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I try to keep it as symmetrical as possible. Now, from there, what you can do is you can either add in these linear motion kits first onto this C channel 25, or not C channel 25, but the what we got here is the rail 16. The rail 16 joins in, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 7th hole. You screw that into your C channel up here. Then on the other side, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 on this side. So that's why it's a little bit off. So this side has a little bit bigger gap than this side. Don't let that throw you off. Then from there, those linear motion kits that we built in the first example, that's all that these are. So in activity, I think it was 5 and 6. So activity 5 and 6, we built the exact same thing. So there's this part that is, I forget what that's called, but then you have your rack gears with your linear sliders, you have your rotational joints for these here. These are separate. So notice how these shafts, this set of gears here, that's a 2.2-inch shaft that goes across. It doesn't connect all the way through. So when I pull this one out, they slide together, but that's because I screwed them together over in the back. So if I take a look at the back side over here, again, if you want to pause the video at any time, please feel free to do so. Yeah, what I have over here is the C channel 15 that connects across, and I have 2 screws here that screw into the linear motion kit. So if I let this drop just a little bit, you can get a better view on that. So it screws into the linear motion kit because there are standoffs. These little standoffs in there are 1-inch standoffs. Let me see if I can't rotate that for you. There you go. So see how those are screwed in there? And those are not the very last 2, but you skip. So you skip 1, and then 2, 2, and go from there. Now, if you can find a way to use your old linear motion kits from the older example activity, feel free to do so. But yeah, again, they're super symmetrical, rigid joints, and as this rotates, this slides out. So as I slide this out, that rotates. That's a motion link for that. And then, last but not least, connect your 16 rail down here, 16 rail up here, connect that to your 25 rail here, and from the 25 rail you have on the bottom row you have skip 1, second one, that's a 2-inch shaft with a shaft collar, and then the sprocket, the tank tread sprocket. Again, these, you don't have to make these rotate. Like the motion and everything for the tank treads, do not worry about that. That's okay. I'll back this off so you guys can kind of make an estimate on how far or how many tank treads you need. If you need to pause the video to look at this image, feel free to do so. So you just count all those across the top and then see how far you need to go down the bottom. The what are these things called? The bogey wheels. These ones are located, you have skip, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh shoot, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the second row. So in the second row, they're not on the bottom row, but in the middle row, there's 5 and 6 in. You screw those in. Just rigid joint that. These should already be, you want to make that a rigid group. So if these are multiple pieces, which they probably are when you pull them out, rigid group that, and then put it all together. So this is it. If you need to pause the video to look at different angles, please feel free to do so. Got lots of stuff going on with this. All right, good luck with this, guys. If you have any questions, refer back to the activity videos. They'll show you how to pretty much do every single thing on here. Yeah, and I put those all up on YouTube for you guys. So please refer to that. Now, how I will be grading, since I am not in the classroom, the substitute will be grading on how much work you do every single day. It's a scale of 0, 1, and 2. So you either didn't do anything, no work, got a 0 for that day, that's permanent, there's no going back from that. You did a little bit of work, or if you did the full class period of work. That's it. So there's, that's all that, I don't want the sub to be too in detail, just, did you do your work? All class period, no class period, yeah. And in order to say that you are completely finished and you don't need to do work, you have to have this up on your screen and say that this is your work. I will be back to finalize the grades on this to make sure that it is your project. Please do not use other people's projects as your own. Don't share. I will find out. There are numerous ways of finding out if one model is yours or not. So please don't cheat. I'll be able to tell, and you don't want a 0 on this because that will probably give you a failing marking grade. So good luck, guys.